Hey guys, I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk episode. In today's episode, we'll be talking about Jennette McCurdy, revealing the truth about Hollywood. Let's get right into it. If you're a millennial, then chances are you have seen Nickelodeon's former hit show, iCarly, which starred Miranda Cosgrove and Jennette McCurdy. Jennette McCurdy played the character Sam on the show, which aired for 5 years. Jennette would then go on to star in her own spin-off show, Sam and Cat, with co-star Ariana Grande. Jennette was the perfect example of a successful child star who appeared to be living the dream life. The thing is, according to Jennette herself, her acting career was the opposite of a dream and much closer to a nightmare. See, after one season of Sam and Cat aired, the show was cancelled, and while Ariana went on to be a global pop star, Jennette did the complete opposite, as she chose to abandon Hollywood altogether and start a new life. Many people at the time didn't know why a child star like Jennette, who had a Hollywood career ahead of her, would decide to get up and abandon it all. People would eventually find out that leaving Nickelodeon and Hollywood behind was possibly the single best decision Jennette could have made back then. Even though Jennette was a star who often was seen smiling for the cameras, according to her, the smile was fake and a facade to hide what she truly felt inside. In recent days, Jennette has been in headlines after releasing her book, I'm Glad My Mom Died, detailing her experiences during her time as a child actor and what she truly went through behind the scenes. In her book, she reveals many of the dark truths about the industry that we often talk about on this channel. One of the most important things Jennette talks about is being sold to the industry by her mother. In Jennette's own words, she claimed her mother lived her acting dreams through her. In an interview Jennette did for ABC News, she claims that she never wanted to act to begin with, stating that it was all her mother's idea.
This was never your dream. Stardom was never your dream. Whose dream was it?
My mom's. I think she wanted me to have a better life than she had, but I also think her approach was very unhealthy and informed by her own lack of self-work, and she lived vicariously through me.
Jennette had her first audition at age 6, encouraged by her late mom, Deborah.
It felt like a lot of pressure. And then I think my mom saw my career as a way out of that life, of that way of living, of that constant grind.
As you heard for yourself, Jennette makes it clear that she never wanted to be an actress, but her mom got her first audition when she was only 6 years old. Jennette also stated that she became the breadwinner of the household as her mother was struggling financially. Jennette is the perfect example of a child being sold to Hollywood by their parents. It's the sad reality of what these child stars are really put through. While these kids watching these child stars see them smiling and always happy, they have no clue what these kids are being put through to make these shows. Jennette also claims that her mother encouraged her to develop an eating disorder in order to keep her looking younger and smaller to fit her Nickelodeon roles.
At the tender age of 11, she says her mother taught her the dangerous habit of calorie restriction, which would turn into years of eating disorders.
In many ways, your mother tried to keep you a child.
Yeah, I think my mom wanted to keep me as controllable as possible. I think she really wanted to have her influence on me, and me growing up was a threat to that.
The key to that was calorie restriction.
Absolutely. I think my mom encouraged and conditioned my anorexia because both she thought that it would in some ways help my career, and also because served her goal of keeping me young and under her influence.
As you heard for yourself, Jennette claims her mother made her practice calorie restriction since a child, which eventually developed into an eating disorder. This right here, believe it or not, is a form of mind control. What her mother was installing in her young brain regarding food consumption changed the way her brain saw food and eating. It also changed the way she looked at herself, affecting her for years to come. Jennette also made accusations that her mother was inappropriate with her on a regular basis until she was an adult. Sadly, this is the reality for many of these child actors. They usually are surrounded by people who are trying to take advantage of them. Jennette also made it clear that Nickelodeon was trying to keep her quiet about what she was put through during her time there.
Reflecting back on her career, Jennette's critical of the Hollywood machine and the world she was exposed to at such a young age. In her book, she writes that after Sam and Cat was canceled, Nickelodeon offered her a $300,000 thank you gift if she agreed to never speak publicly about her experience at the network, specifically with a man she refers to as the creator, who on one occasion, she says, encouraged her to drink while she was still underage and gave her a shoulder massage. In response, Nickelodeon telling ABC News, "We have no reportable response other than a no comment at this time."
I just said, no, it's not happening. It sounds like hush money to me. I'm not doing it, not taking it. And then I do remember leaning against, I think I talk about this in the book, leaning against my bed, and I'm like, well, shoot, that could have put my nieces through college. Like, that was some good money. But I am ultimately proud of my decision there.
As you heard for yourself, they offered Jennette $300,000 in order for her to keep quiet and not mention anything about her experience during her time at Nickelodeon. Jennette turned down the offer and decided to keep her freedom and integrity instead of taking the hush money and shutting up like many others in the same position choose to do. If there were more child stars like Jennette who would come out and expose the truth about their experiences in Hollywood, maybe things wouldn't be so bad. In my opinion, one of the main reasons Nickelodeon wanted her to take that money was to keep her from talking about her experience with Dan Schneider, who created many of Nickelodeon's shows that millennials grew up watching. Back in 2018, while Dan Schneider seemed to be getting exposed left and right, Nick had no choice but to terminate their contract with Dan after years and years of working together. Dan was even in the process of working on a show for Nick called The Game Shakers, which would end up getting canceled. Nick allegedly even paid Dan millions as a thank you for his contributions to the network, a goodbye present that, in my opinion, Dan didn't deserve. To me, it appeared that Nick wanted to protect themselves from the public backlash that was coming their way due to them ignoring and probably even encouraging years of Dan's inappropriate behavior at their network. I am honestly surprised nothing was done to Jennette over the years, as she obviously knows something Nick doesn't want others to know. She is clearly a liability for the industry. Jennette claims that Dan Schneider was allegedly inappropriate with her on many occasions while she worked on the show. A couple years back, Jennette even posted a strange Vine video where she appears like she's lost her mind.
Dan Schneider, I know you're watching my Vine. Do you like my Vine? Vine. Vine! Look what you've done to me.
Look what you've done to me.
As you saw for yourself, in the short video, we see Jennette looking disturbing while she talks directly to Dan, ending the Vine by telling Dan, "Look at what you've done to me." Well, finally, years after this Vine has aired, Jennette has revealed just some of the things she's accusing Dan of doing to her. According to Jennette, she alleges that while she was working for Dan on at least one occasion, he offered her a drink that she shouldn't have been drinking at her age and also gave her a massage. If you were to ask me, this scenario explains itself, and it shows just what intentions Dan had for those young actors. I myself believe that Dan is guilty of way more than just this, but who knows if we will ever find out what he's truly done. It's obvious Dan is protected by those in power, as he never faced any legal troubles, even after it clearly appeared he was up to no good. In Jennette's book, she talks about back when she was younger, how she felt jealous of Ariana Grande's career. As we all saw, Ariana's career kept on growing while Jennette basically disappeared. In my opinion, the reason for this happening is obvious. Ariana Grande always seemed to have a good relationship with Dan. Even if Dan did the same to Ariana, which he most likely did, Ariana knew it was the price of being a star. Jennette's decision to stand up for herself was what got her casted out of the industry and is the reason she wasn't given any attention. It's obvious Ariana had no issues doing whatever needed to be done to make it as a superstar, while Jennette just wanted the nightmare to end. There's countless photos that seem to show that Ariana appeared to be close with Dan, not like other child stars who took photos with Dan who appeared uncomfortable. I have already spoken a bit about Dan and what he's accused of in the video I did about Nickelodeon. I still haven't covered Dan Schneider in full detail, so if you guys would like me to make a full video on Dan Schneider, comment down below. Sadly, Jennette is the poster child of the truth about being a child star. She exposed the sad truth that many in our world choose to ignore. Hollywood is an evil, corrupt business that has no place for child actors. She also exposed how her mom did what so many parents have done to other kids, sold her to the industry that took advantage of her. It appears that to this day, Jennette is still dealing with the trauma she faced while she was acting. Something needs to be done to protect these kids that become child stars. Often in Hollywood, they try their hardest to have total control over these child actors. They also like to make sure they can trust these young actors to play their roles and keep their mouths shut about the evil they see in the industry. In order to assure they can do whatever they want with these young actors, they do their best to separate the parents from the child in order for them to have the child actors all to themselves. This is how these children get taken advantage of, all while the parents collect the money earned by the trauma their kids are being put through. Hopefully, Jennette's story can show some people the truth about children in Hollywood and can stop some parents from giving their kids the same fate. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I just wanted to give a special shout out to the Truth Movement members. I truly appreciate every single one of you. If you would like to further support the channel, join the Truth Movement, or you can join me on Patreon where I drop exclusive videos monthly. The link would be in the description. Another way you can further support the channel is by checking out the Truth store and seeing if you find anything you like. Every purchase you make helps with the funding of Truth Records. The link to the Truth store is also in the description. Also, please leave a comment on your thoughts on this video and on any future topics you would like to see me cover on my channel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified of future videos. If you like this video, please leave a like as it helps other people find these videos. You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram and follow me there. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.